Hola, it's Kadira. Welcome back to Spanish Conmigo. Vale, look at my face. I was creating some Instagram videos and I was just being all out there. Okay, that's I look this way so extreme. I am alone today because there's just no internet where Jose is. So I apologize for that. So first, you know how it is. Because I'm not at 1,000 subscribers, I cannot like put a community tab for my community to let you guys know what's going on, to say, we're going to be not live today, right? So basically, I'm going to be here for a few minutes because just in case one of my regulars want to stop by and say hello, or talk. And I was thinking about making a small little rant because it's been a minute on how I got here, right? How I started studying Spanish. So, let me put that up. What had happened was, okay, years ago, Shakira had that song called La Tutora, okay? And I'm a belly dancer. I love Shakira, I love Shakira, but I love that song. And I did not know what she was talking about, okay? Just did not. So I wanted to learn Spanish. Hey, Jose's not here. This is the reason why I'm by myself. So I really wanted to learn what she was saying, right? That and then it wasn't, I grab a book and 2 minutes later I'm like, this is impossible, right? So in 2010 I took a month off, went to Costa Rica, and did my first Spanish immersion class, right? And it was with CPI, okay? There. And I still love CPI, okay? They're in like 3 or 4 different cities and throughout Costa Rica. You could choose the beach or the mountains. So I was in Monteverde for 30 days. So I was a true beginner. And when I left, I was speaking Spanish. So I knew it was possible. Okay. But a few days before I went back home, I got so sick. Right. I was morbidly sick. And I was even sick all the way until I was flying back home. I could not recover. And I was having fevers. I was sick. And during that time, not only could I not focus on my Spanish, then I felt like I was losing the Spanish that I had, right? Because I was so sick. It's just like I couldn't retain it. What I was, because it was so intense. Every day was important because I was doing 7 to 10 hours a day at that time. Okay, so that happened. I knew it. The Spanish thing could work, but now I'm back home in American society, speaking English all the time, and even people who speak Spanish were speaking English. And here I am in Florida. So when I got a little bit of money, because when I got a little money, I said, I'm going to pay for private classes, right? So I started paying for private classes. Let me put that up here. 101. And, oh, I tried the school too. Okay, let me back up. Let's talk about college. College and Spanish in college. Okay? Okay, Spanish in college was crazy. It was too expensive. It was $300 a credit. I mean, it was insane. I mean, the credit, it was so expensive. It didn't even make sense, right? How much these credits were per credit, right? $120 per credit or $300 per credit, depending on the class. And then you could not just go through to a Spanish class. They like, no, you part of the Spanish program. You have to learn literature. Had no interest. I want to read Spanish, but I had no interest in studying Spanish poetry or literature. And especially I don't want to pay for that, right? Did not want to pay for that. I was like, I can't afford the expense of college, right? I left that. Then I went to private class, 101. Found a nice girl, and found out it was kind of difficult because I didn't know what type of learner I was at this time. So, she did a traditional thing, traditional book. I still have the book somewhere in the world, and it was frustrating, all that grammar, and I could not speak. And those classes was $60 an hour or something like that. And I was, nothing against her, but at the time it just felt like frustration, right? Back in, what was it, 2017, right? Oh yeah, before this, started learning Spanish on my own. I'm picking the books. I'm studying what interests me. And a lot of people start doing that. When you start studying what interests you, you end up having certain strengths and certain weaknesses, right? Just because of the beast of studying by yourself, right? Especially if you're not a nerd and very meticulous. So that means even though to this day, reflexives, I have to think about it, right? But conjugation, oh no, let me even talk about conjugation. I was still learning some mannerisms. I was using certain programs. I would get into the first program I decided to purchase was Rosetta Stone, which was awful. Which was awful. Do not recommend. Pimsleur List, I liked it. It was so fast. I felt intimidated at first by audio only. I wanted something with the audio, right? Because I'm still learning what type of learner I am, right? But this guy named Michelle something. His audio program, I was starting to grasp the Spanish. You know how he just slowly added on. So, okay, now you say, puedo hacerlo. I can do it. Oh, puedo hacerlo contigo. I can do it with you. Oh, puedo hacerlo contigo y ella. I could do it with you and her. You know how he just slowly added on, and you was like, oh, Spanish is possible, right? Even with audio form. Okay. And then I just bit the bullet and started head head into baseline, right? And you guys know I completed this whole program. It's 10 levels. Okay? 10 levels. Yes, and by the time you're done, you can pretty much read Spanish. By the time you're done, you can communicate Spanish depending on how, because you have to be able to speak, right? Because it's in your head how to get it out. Even though they have the people, it's unlimited classes for $150, right? And they do and now in the beginning they just had everybody speak English and Spanish, because all the teachers are English speakers, so they can help us, right? But then they started in the later in the years of their company, had sessions where it's just Spanish only. They did no one, your teacher didn't speak English. So you had to use your Spanish, right? Which can be intimidating or not, depending on where you are. But I still like that combination. Of course, that's where I met Jose, right? And even when I was even when he became, I just decided to pay for 101 classes with him. I still kept a baseline 'cause I wanted to complete it, and that's where I am now because I realized I need to get this in me. I did I needed an untraditional path than a traditional college and stuff like that, right? So that's how I got into Spanish. That's how I maintained Spanish. So anyway, I guess you want to hear some Spanish. Well, ahora estoy en mi casa, y mi compañero de apartamento, ella fue en Medellín, Colombia, con mi maestro José por pasado 2 meses. Okay. So ahora ella es en la casa right now. Ahora ahorita ella quiere hacer muchas cosas sobre la casa, afuera de la casa, delante de la casa, distintas cosas, ¿ok? Para mí, José, yo quiero ver mi José en cara, en el futuro. Yo quiero verlo, yo espero que en mayo o junio, ¿vale? So anyway, there you go. So anyway, guys, yeah, it's been 10 minutes. No one's here. So this way, I'm so sorry because Jose usually is here, but there's no internet where he is. So I just was saying, well, let's chat for a second, which we did. And I love you guys. Hopefully, we will be in Instagram tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And I'm not sure what the topic was could be because today was supposed to be charades, and I figured out a way to play Spanish charades with you guys and Jose. Okay, so that's the plan for next week. So anyway, this is Kadira. I love you guys. Te amo, te amo, te amo. Beso y abrazos.